We all love ourselves a generous dose of mindless action comedy once in a while, which is why the release of Jackpot, starring John Cena and Awkwafina, was always an exciting prospect. It may not exactly be a laugh riot, but the narrative has its moments, and the star-studded cast doesn't disappoint. Moreover, the setting of a dystopian future is quite interesting, and this is a movie that ends up as a fun entertainer for your movie night. In this video, we'll take you through a detailed breakdown and explainer of the movie. And yeah, there'll be some major spoilers along the way. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. What's the basic premise of the movie? Jackpot wastes no time in getting straight to the point. And even before the movie actually begins, we're given a clear idea of what it's all about. We're introduced to the bizarre rules of the California Grand Lottery, which started during the Great Depression of 2026. It's an uncomfortably real prediction for the immediate future, but we choose to excuse the pain and focus on the story. The Great Depression made things extremely difficult with high unemployment rates and chaos on the streets, and the new government, as well as the public, was desperate for money, which made them start the California Grand Lottery. However, there's a twist in the rule that makes it a complete shocker. If the winner of the lottery can be killed before sundown, then the killer gets to keep the jackpot without any legal troubles. There's just one rule for this brutal showdown, which is that no guns or bullets can be used to kill the winner. Of course, you'd think that such a bizarre and twisted rule is unacceptable in a civilized society, and consider this to be dystopian. Well, the narrative suggests that anyone considering this dystopian is no fun at all. So, let the fun begin as another unfortunate lottery winner fights for their life in order to change their fate forever. What does 2030 Los Angeles look like, and how does the narrative lead us to the protagonist? The moment you hear about a movie premised in a futuristic world, the curiosity is high to see how the director has envisioned the setting. The very first scene of the movie gives us a glimpse into Los Angeles of 2030, and we're also immediately shown the brutality of the lottery. A man is running down the street with hundreds of people running after him, clearly with fatal intentions. The man is running for his life, and he turns out to be quite skilled himself when he takes down a few of his pursuers without breaking a sweat. Finally, he sneaks into a house where an old lady is calming her baby grandchild. She seems oblivious of his identity. The man feels safe enough to hide out for some time, even though we see a drone outside tracking his presence there. Suddenly, in a shocking twist, the old lady pulls out a nail gun and launches one right into his forehead, killing the man instantly. As it turns out, she knew about the man being the lottery winner from the beginning, and now the celebrations begin for her as she's the legal winner of a handsome amount. Now that you're aware of how it's almost like a survival of the fittest world, the protagonist Katie is finally introduced. She's played by the talented Awkwafina, and she seems new in the city as she takes the bus. It's revealed that Katie has dreams of making it big as an actor, and she gets a taste of the terrible side of the city when her watch gets stolen by an old lady sitting beside her and being nice to her throughout the ride. Also, she's quite shocked when she looks outside and watches the unruly side of the city. People are getting robbed, shops are broken in, and there are tons of homeless people everywhere, and it all seems normal in this futuristic Los Angeles. Katie then heads to her Airbnb, only to find that she's been catfished and given a tiny apartment by this psychotic young lady named Shadi. Shadi lives with her boyfriend DJ, and they both seem total nutjobs and a perfect fit for this dystopian world. The next morning, Katie wakes up to leaking sewage all over her, and she's shocked to find her pile of clothes ruined by the leaking water. She borrows a pair of loud and catchy clothes from Shadi for a price, and heads to her audition. On her way, the radio reveals crucial information. The winner of the new jackpot will be announced in about 10 minutes, and this one has a record prize amount. During her audition, Katie Kim finds a lottery ticket in her pocket while searching for her script that she'd prepared. She accidentally activates the fingerprint scanner and registers herself in a matter of seconds. She doesn't have the best of auditions, but she ends up becoming the accidental winner of the lottery. Soon, everyone's notified about her win. A simple girl with not too much money left in her pockets is suddenly a potential billionaire, if only she can survive the day without getting killed. How does Katie Kim handle hordes of people after her life? The winning moment turns out to be a curse for Katie, as everyone around her gets hostile and tries their best to kill her to grab the win for themselves. Katie, who's barely aware of the lottery details, finds it extremely confusing for a while, but she has to come to terms with this change very quickly if she's to survive. It starts at the audition center itself, and all the girls who came for auditions try to kill Katie in a chaotic fight sequence. Katie has some play-fight lessons for her acting career, and those lessons come in handy as she deals with the crazy ladies who keep coming at her. She runs out only to find herself at a karate training center, where a group of murderous men with martial arts skills want her dead. She deals with the trainees, but finally the master throws her through a wall and she lands among a group of ladies performing yoga or aerobics, or something we pizza eaters wouldn't know. It leads to another intense scuffle, but the karate master finally has her by her throat and is about to kill her. Enter Noel, played by the popular WWE star and actor John Cena, and he's truly the knight in shining armor in this distressing moment. He promises to save her life for a 10% cut from her winnings, and even though she's too confused to strike a deal, Noel offers his crucial help and takes down the attackers. Finally, she gives in to the deal, and the two fend off the maniacs after Katie's life. Noel also has a handy gun-like weapon that can shoot wasp venom, which effectively can knock someone down and paralyze them for a while. The drone we saw earlier tracking the man in the first scene is now tracking Katie and Noel, and it points out that after every few minutes it keeps updating her location. Also, it's quite weird that Noel refers to all the attackers as her fans, which eventually turns out to be a common term used by everyone. There's little respite for Katie and Noel as more and more people attack her, and Noel gets her into a car and drives away. Now they have bikers on their trail, and the radio announces that it's only 6 more hours till sundown, which means the time to kill Katie Kim is running out. The bikers give them a solid chase, and it's an action-packed chase sequence that will send your adrenaline pumping. After all the violence and people madly running for her life, Katie is quite certain that she wants to give up on the game and get out of the lottery. But is there a way out for her before it's too late? An insane struggle for survival and a crazy conspiracy. Things are easier said than done for Katie, who decides that she's had enough with the lottery win and the risk associated with it. Even though Noel agrees to safeguard her, even if she chooses to give up her opportunity, the rules say that for her to be out of the contest, she needs to step out of town, and that's quite an uphill task at the moment. She briefly takes shelter in a wax museum, but her Airbnb host and a bunch of others reach there as well in order to seek their prize. After preventing them from killing her, the next stop is Machine Gun Kelly's mansion, because he reportedly has a bunker-like panic room that Katie knows about. It turns out that he indeed has such a safe place, and the bunker is a safe zone for both Katie and Noel for a while because they use the paralyzing gun on Machine Gun Kelly. However, it all changes when her Airbnb host and her boyfriend turn up, alerted by the drone, and she drowns Machine Gun Kelly in his pool so that he regains consciousness. It doesn't take long for her to find the code to the panic room, and in desperation, Noel makes a call that he's very reluctant to go ahead with. It's soon revealed that he's called his former colleague Louis, who now runs an entire organization dedicated to safeguarding the lottery winners, for a cut. His team leads Noel and Katie to their office, which looks no less than a fancy mansion. It turns out that Louis has an entire team dedicated to handling all the lottery winners. From security teams to facilities of developing prosthetic faces, he has it all, and it seems like the best chance for Katie to survive the day. However, their peace is short-lived because soon Katie and Noel smell some kind of foul play. Louis reveals that it's been a while since the last lottery winner managed to run free with the winning prize, and yet his business is flourishing when he's supposed to protect them. Something doesn't quite add up, and Noel realizes that the whole thing is simply a cover-up to keep up the image of the company. The outside world thinks that they're a dedicated company, when in reality, Louis and his men simply kill the lottery winners by themselves, and they do so discreetly. The conspiracy is truly a master plan, but now that Noel and Katie know about this, they have to think quickly on their feet. Louis plans to send Katie out to a safe house in one of their many vehicles, and she even has a prosthetic face to hide her real identity. In a sudden twist, Katie kicks him in his delicate spot and makes a run for it in one of his company vehicles. Noel is stuck, but Katie's on the run, and even the drone doesn't know about her location for the moment. How does the climactic twist set up a perfect ending? Of course, we all had a fair idea of how the movie was going to end, but the narrative still managed to keep a few surprises for the viewers. With Katie on the run, Louis uses Noel to leverage her return. He promises to kill him if she doesn't oblige, and Katie seems to have developed a weak spot for her protector because he's been the only one who's been genuinely nice to her. She heads to the given location, which is a massive theater hall, and it's soon learned that she has some leverage of her own as well. In a smart move, Katie threatens to kill herself if Louis doesn't release Noel, and in doing so, she'd rob Louis of his lottery win. To safeguard any form of intervention, she also keeps herself live on her phone. Millions of her fans watch her on screen. Louis is caught in a fix, and Katie goes on a rant about how meaningless her life is. And meanwhile, thousands of people run to the theater to have a shot of killing Katie, and with only a few minutes to sundown, time is running out very fast. The climactic moments are as chaotic as they are comical, and scores of men and women rush into the theater to create a mob-like feeling. Louis is also trying his best to get to Katie, and Noel keeps fighting to save her life. There's no one else to come to their rescue because even the cops are after Katie's life. It's a win too big to respect duties and protect her, and as we said before, it's completely legal to kill the lottery winner before sundown. But of course, the main protagonist has a lot of plot armor and everyone fails to kill her. Finally, she blows Louis to bits using one of his grenades and the timer buzzes, suggesting that she's formally the winner. It's a delightfully happy ending and also a simple one that doesn't have any cliffhangers or tricky moments. Katie promises to give half her winning amount to Noel, and the Grand Lottery executive arrives to hand her the prize amount of $3.6 billion. Needless to say, Noel and Katie are all set for a life of luxury and abundance, and the final cutscenes give us a glimpse of their fancy lifestyle as they sail in a super yacht enjoying dolphin sandwiches. They also open a genuine protection service for the future lottery winners, and led by Noel, it's all set to be a successful venture. Why are people allowed to kill the lottery winner in this dystopian future? A lottery as grand as this has a lot at stake, and it's not surprising that the prize amount keeps increasing every year. However, in a city as large as Los Angeles, the odds are extremely high, and it's very unlikely that someone who purchased the ticket will actually win it. Giving the winning a twist gives the others a chance. If anyone can kill the winner and keep the prize money for himself lawfully, it means that anyone can get their hands on the money even if they're not the winners. This creates hope, and hope is what leads to millions and billions of dollars poured into the lottery event every single time. The world that's being portrayed in the movie is already in shambles, and the economy is in very bad shape. In such a society, promising people hope and a chance to be billionaires overnight is what keeps everyone going. Why did Louis not kill Katie instantly? Yeah, it would have been a smart move if Louis brought Katie into his facility and killed her instantly. In his premises, he could have made it look like they did their best to protect her, and yet one of her assailants got to her before them. It wouldn't have been difficult to make one of his employees pose as the killer to get the prize for the company, and it's a mystery why he waits too long. Maybe he was confident that his cover wouldn't be blown and he wanted to make the show as perfect as possible. The public would know more about his genuine efforts to save his clients, which means that the next lottery winner would also run to him almost immediately for protection. However, this is still a major loophole in the narrative, according to us, and there's no rational explanation that can make sense of this strange behavior. What is the lottery ticket like, and how does everyone get to know the location of the winner? One of the rare futuristic things we get to see in the movie is the lottery ticket that everyone has. It seems to have a screen that displays the winner once he or she is announced. Since then, the card also gets updates about the location of the winner till sundown. A drone constantly tracks the winner, and as we've seen, it's almost impossible to get off the grid. The card updates everyone in the region about the new location, and it's almost like an advanced smartphone, just in the form of a lottery card. The safety features on the card are also top-notch, and one gets registered into the lottery by fingerprints, which makes it impossible to duplicate or falsify the winning claims. Marvelous verdicts, not a classic, but definitely a one-time watch. The trickiest part for a movie like Jackpot is to navigate the thin line between fun stupid and annoying stupid, and for most part, it manages to do it just right. John Cena's performance and comic timing are just as good as his action-packed stunts, and Simu Liu also impresses as Louis. The dystopian bits of the futuristic world could have been better explored, and it doesn't seem all that into the future from the way things happen around the main characters. The director Paul Feig is no stranger to action comedy, and he proves his experience by delivering yet another solid entertainer, even when the storyline runs thin after a point. Is this a movie that you'll remember for decades? Absolutely not. But the film will leave you with a smile on your face, and nowadays, even that doesn't come easy. We'd love to hear from you in the comments below about your thoughts on the movie, and also tell us what you think of the unique storyline and what you'd have liked better. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.